My so-called life is sponsored by How's it going? I'm Godless Sewing, and this is the Godless Sewing channel. So recently, I was cleaning out this mess of a sewing room, and I rediscovered quite a few sewing machines. First, I cannot stop buying Singer 6233 sewing machines and every single machine that looks identical to them. And I ran the serial numbers on all of my old Sears Kenmore sewing machines, and I was shocked to find out that every single one of them comes from a different company. And I made a beautiful coat. So as always, strap on, wear a helmet, and let's go sewing.
Sears super values and super timing too.
I'll do the dishes.
I'll do the dishes.
No, it's Mother's Day. Let Mom do the dishes.
Surprise!
Surprise. 3-level wash, power miser, pots and pan cycle, water miser.
Save $50 on Sears built-in and portable dishwashers. The values are super, and so's the timing.
I'll do the dishes.
Sears, where America shops.
So, for anyone who's interested, I made this coat using Simplicity pattern R11407. So I have absolutely fallen in love with this blue pattern, and I've decided to make a jacket. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna follow the Mimi G jacket again, but spoiler, I probably will. I have fallen in love with the pattern, but the one thing is I love the cut and I love the size, and it's just a perfect size for a coat. So I'm gonna start sewing, see what happens. So I am completely stoked on how this coat came out. I lined the hood with my Southwestern pattern that I've been hoarding for a while, and it came out beautiful. The blue and the teal, I wasn't necessarily okay with it, but when I put it together, it popped. So I absolutely love how it came out. I kind of have gone overboard with this pattern. I made a pair of shorts and the outfit looks amazing. I kind of had to laugh because I go back and forth with wearing color because I wear so much black. It's strange to me sometimes when I wear color of any kind. So I have completely fallen in love with the red and the blue patterns. These coats are amazing. So, like I always say, stay creative, keep sewing. So I'm an extremely proactive person, and personally, I don't like to talk about things without showing them. I'm not necessarily one of those people that will talk about a project without it being done. But in this case, I want everyone to know that I am working on this amazing jacket. There is no way that I could let this pattern just disappear or fall into obscurity here in my sewing room. So I am working on this. But for anyone who has ever made a coat, it is extremely intricate, and YouTubers, especially YouTubers who sew, make it look easy. But it is not easy making a coat. So, like I always say, stay creative, keep sewing. So recently, I was rearranging my sewing room, and it dawned on me that I really love these late 80s, 1990s Singer sewing machines. I always say, oh man, if you see one, run. And the reason why is because out of these 6, only 2 work. And I have 3 other ones that are parts machines at this point. Sometimes you'll fall in love with something as a collector and it's just complete junk. These machines work. They're not necessarily a complete lost cause, but there is a fine line between I scored at the thrift store and I have a really cool doorstop. So this is my Singer 6233. It has slowly become one of the most dependable sewing machines in this room. And like I always say, this particular design is hit or miss. I normally walk past these, well, not normally. I own quite a few. So it's rare that I don't have to completely take it apart and put it back together. I have fallen in love with this machine and I can't stop sewing with it. So I made this beautiful kufi on my Singer 6233. I give these machines a hard time, but if you know how to fix sewing machines, I would definitely recommend you to buy one. But if you're looking for something that's gonna work, if you see one of these at the thrift store, run far, far away.
This morning, Harry carried out a week of garbage for his family of 4. His neighbor Sam carried out a week of garbage for his family of 4, including backyard barbecue waste. The difference is the Sears Kenmore Compactor. The compactor crushes a whole week of garbage, bottles, bones, cans and all, deodorizes it, and turns it into one neat bagful. The Sears Kenmore Compactor. For men who hate to be garbage.
These are all my Sears Kenmore 158 sewing machine. They vary from 1960 all the way to 1980, and these machines are complete clones. Every single one of them is identical to their Singer competitor, and I absolutely love these sewing machines. Lately, I was cleaning out this room, and I ran the serial numbers of every single one of these sewing machines, and I was kind of shocked of what I found out. The 2 sewing machines in the back are made from the White Sewing Machine Company. The sewing machine on the left, I believe it's a Janome, and I was shocked to find out that the sewing machine in the middle is made by Juki. So it's a Juki sewing machine. And the funny thing is, without even knowing that, every single machine is of different quality. So I kind of had a clue that they were all made by a different manufacturer. And there are so many Japanese companies that made sewing machines at this time. It's not necessarily hard to track, but you really have to look for it. So I was really stoked to find out that this machine is a Juki, and I started putting it back together, and it is a beast. So instead of talking about it, let's take a look. You know, first and foremost, I feel like it should be said that this machine weighs at least 60 or 70 pounds. I am not even joking. This is the heaviest sewing machine in this room, which is one of the reasons I've been working on it, because it's an absolute beast. The second I found out it was a Juki, I kind of laughed, because it still has the exact same design that modern day Jukis have to this very day. And this is from the 1960s. I absolutely I had to put my hand on this thing because it's going to jump. I love the way this machine sounds. You can actually hear that this machine from the 1960s is firing in every way that it should be. It's amazing that a machine like this still works. And the funny thing is as well, is that I didn't have a power source for this, but these clone sewing machines are so identical that I was able to use my Singer, my Singer parts, because these were made to be exact clones of Singer and other sewing machines as well, but they were going against US competitors basically. So this is an awesome machine, and I'm actually really stoked to get it running. It still has a couple of issues, but with these older sewing machines, it's easier to fix because the parts are interchangeable. So it's not necessarily something that I'm gonna have to hunt for that's out of this room. But this machine still sounds amazing. It's actually quite an accomplishment. Like I always say, keep sewing. Stay creative. So I still have some material left over from making this beautiful coat. I'm gonna make a pair of shorts, something to lay around the house in, because I absolutely love this material and I can't just let it go. So I'm gonna start sewing, see what happens. So, needless to say, it's never a boring day here in the House of Sewing. I'm actually still kind of shocked that my old Sears Kenmore turned out to be a Juki, and it's an absolute beast. I love my coat. I wore it today and got compliments, so I am absolutely in love how it came out. And if you've made it this far, I thank you. As always, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.
Sure to try to hide the fact from us that life was really tough.